guys, it is Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and today we are going to talk about the ever-unfolding drama of Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Warner Brothers, and Aquaman 2. Now, there is some speculation going around about the use and the ability to talk about Aquaman 2 in the trial that is coming up, and I want to address it. As a fan of both Johnny Depp and Warner Brothers, it puts me in a really awkward spot. So this should be a fun conversation. Now, if you're new to the channel, of course, make sure you subscribe. As always, hit like. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. I'm going to ask a question here. Do you plan on supporting Aquaman 2 or The Batman? Both by Warner Brothers, of which a lot of people are maybe boycotting the first, but not the latter. And I'm curious as to pick your brain as to see which one you are or not willing to support. But let's actually get into this article, which is from a website, Kiyomi. I'm sure I said that wrong. So it says, Johnny Depp can't mention Aquaman 2 at the trial, or he might face more issues. Of course, that is a clickbait title. Amber Heard tries to prevent more damages. Now, this is coming from Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. That is the best name ever. But the paper here says, however, Ms. Heard prompted stipulations, including not being able to talk about or being unacceptable for Mr. Depp to talk about Aquaman 2. Mr. Depp said no, right? With all of that, there is a very, very apparent reason for that. And what this is not only Amber, but Warner Brothers trying to cover their butt and not being really thrown into this case. Now, if you remember during the UK trial, there was a lot of rumors going around saying that she was going to lose her job. And I kept saying, no, there's no way. Think about how that would look after the verdict came out. People would be going, oh my God, this woman, she won, even though she didn't. It was the son. We know this, but this is what people would say. And be like, oh, you fired a victim. I said, there's no way Warner Brothers is going to fire her, but they have no problem performing the double standard of firing him. And what they're trying to do here is simply not be in this case. And by firing one and not the other, they have absolutely involved themselves in this case. And I'll tell you where I stand as far as Aquaman goes. I am excited for all of these slated DC movies to come. Most of you guys know my channel is devoted in a very large part to DC Comics, probably half my channel. But I will not be seeing, and the only one I will not be seeing is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And that is because of their inability to do the right thing. And if they were going to fire Johnny, fine. That's fine. He was getting paid anyway, right? But you have to do for one what you do for the other. You have to take the plunge and really make it equal. Like, you want equality, let's actually step up there and do it. Now, we also have another tweet. And it comes by and it says, it's from the real Laura B. Update Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. WB has threatened to say bad things about Depp and Heard to avoid the subpoena. WB has agreed to major delay in casting H due to creative issues in casting Ms. Heard. So there was some issues there originally when it came to casting. I'm hoping that this movie will write out Amber in a way that logically makes sense for the story, and we see the takeover of a character called Dolphin or Tula or just anybody that would logically make sense in the story. Hopefully Dolphin. My money's still on Dolphin, but continues to say Amber has demanded to stipulate no mention again of Aquaman 2 at trial. Now, for one, there's no way this is going to be allowed. What we've seen from Judge Penny Azakar, I can't say the last name, I apologize, is that she's really not putting up with any bullshit. We've seen a lot of really good takes on her behalf. We've seen her do a lot of really good for Johnny's behalf. And not in a way that I would say is like favoring him, in a way I would say is favoring the law. So, as far as this going forward, I don't see there being any way to avoid the giant Warner Brothers elephant in the room and not talk about Aquaman 2. Not at least mention the double standard. Not at least mention what is going on with the movie. Now, another big reason they may not want this mentioned is because this trial is months before the movie comes out. If they specifically talk about it, it could come out and Amber could say something along the lines of, they had me back because I was written out of the script and that's how they did it for me. That would be a huge spoiler for the movie that Warner Brothers doesn't necessarily want getting out so early. And I don't necessarily think that's the case in this, but it very well could ruin a lot of people being spoiled on the movie early and that hadn't, maybe had the intention of going to see it and they could see that headline and it was grabbed from the trial and they could see it. So I am curious to see what happens with this, but as of right now, it does look like Amber and Warner Brothers are both pushing back against Johnny. They are pushing back against the idea of mentioning not only Warner Brothers, but Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in this trial at all, which it's unavoidable. In my opinion, it is absolutely unavoidable to simply not be able to talk about a movie and a company that months ago, well, over a year ago, they both were employed by. And again, that double standard lives on, right? So, anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think about this in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.